And we're back. Well, welcome, one and all, to a very special edition of Patrolcast in conjunction with 4 Foot Snake to make public the draw and the army lists for the forthcoming tournament next Saturday.
I thought we were just here to drink.
Well, we are here to drink. But I have to get through this list of stuff that I've written out anyway.
Oh my God, he's got an agenda.
Feels like work. What?
Right, and as you can see below me, arrayed in University Challenge style, is John,
Hi.
Jan, and Dan. That's quite good. That I'm the odd one out. I have the name that doesn't rhyme. Right, so brace yourself for an in-depth and piercing look at 20 games and 40 army lists. As you can see, the draw is up there. The top 6 games are actually challenges. We had a last-minute dropout, so you can see that we're going to have to play. We're going to take it in turns as the 4 Foot Snake Troll, using one army over the games. Let's see. Safety notes. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. It's past our watershed, so if you haven't already, put the kids to bed. If you haven't got any kids, could you please make sure that those children get back to where you got them from? Okay, so the draw. First off, so game 1, Callum McQuaig, I don't know whether I said that right or not, against Elliot Morrish. That's a challenge. Callum challenged Elliot. Andrew Hawley versus Ian Skamans in the Oreo challenge, or is it Cheesecake challenge? Rich Miles versus Sharad, apparently because Sharad's very nice and beat Richard, so he wants to get revenge. Nick Williams versus David Crabtree. David issued that challenge. Stuart Ray versus for the first game, it's actually going to be Dan. He's a gentleman from north of the border who would have challenged Nick, but Dave Crabtree beat him to it.
Just to clarify, we're playing Friday night, yeah? You're not going to make me play Saturday morning when I'm hungover.
Yeah, that's why he's done it.
Of course we're having you hungover.
We're playing Friday night. I thought that was the agreement, Friday night. That is what we said, wasn't it? So I'm not sure about Saturday morning.
Right.
Yeah, we're playing Friday night, so Stuart, Friday night, yeah?
And then we've got Max Bennett versus James Mitchell. That's the last of the challenge matches. And then in the entirely random draw, which was done on an old BritCon program that I use because it allows you to make sure that people who are in the same club or car don't play each other for the first game. So we have Andrew Devlin versus Andy Ransom, Mike Young versus Chris Lynch, Ross Diggle versus Stephen Pearson, John Stanix versus Justin Gisby-Clark, Alistair Vowles versus Rob Hudson, Chris Walsh versus Cy Brand, Simon Cooper versus Rene Yan, Mark Cunningham versus Ed Herzig, Danny Graves versus Steve Hildrew. I'll definitely want to watch that one. Matt G versus Matt Hobday. Oh, I've spelled his name wrong as well. Oh. James Brewerton versus Jed Courtney, Andy Land versus Jez Gurney, Darren Lamb versus Richard Luke, Matt Goody versus Saren Roberts. Regulars of the Kings of War scene will notice that there's quite a few people on there that haven't been on the tournament scene first. I think COVID's driven enough people mad that they decided that they're going to come out and play. There are quite a lot of guys there from the Central London and Kings of Hertz groups, which is fantastic to see them coming all the way up here. Hopefully they get to go back again. Briefly,
I hope they brought their inoculation certificates coming from the south up to Stockport.
So do I, and the passports, and a couple of translators as well, I think.
Oh, God, yeah.
You might need.
Well, hold on, yeah. But they've got a translator built in. Rob can speak fluent Stockport and South, can't he?
Well, Rob can speak.
Yeah.
We've not been able to shut him up ever, so.
I am going to reserve judgment on that because it's too early to say.
Yeah, that's a Friday night conversation.
Oh, there
Before
you go.
we go
Ian's
through-
just offered to translate.
Before we go through the army lists, I'll do a quick recap because this tournament has special characters. So we'll have a look at the special characters. Here's the first one, Kung Fu Forks. Who's a hero monster, height 5, speed 7, melee 3+, def 4, 2 attacks, dash 15 nerve. So has Thunderous Charge 2, Loner, which means they can never be inspired, Nimble, Ensnare, the Bruce Lee bonus, and the Banhammer. So the Bruce Lee bonus is if all melee attacks hit in the same combat, resolve each with blast d6 for the damage, which could be quite nasty. And then the Banhammer, each friendly shooting phase, pick an enemy unit anywhere on the table. This unit may not target Forks or any unit, enemy or allied within 12 inches of him with any ranged attacks, including spells, on its next turn.
So for Bruce Lee bonus is quite interesting because it's one of them. You're being offered a flank charge. Do you take it? Maybe. If you do hit with all the attacks on a flank or rear, well, it's going to delete that unit. Are you going to hit? Who knows? Gamble.
I can see them standing on hills waiting to run down into combat. Right, Dark Lord Dan. I'd forgotten about these pictures, actually. It's a while since I've looked at the list. Okay, so he's a Hero Titan, height 6, speed 6, melee 4+, defense 4+, 5 attacks, 14, 16 nerves, so he can be wavered. Crushing Strength 2, Loner, Shambling, Big Shield, Pathfinder, Regenerate 5+, My Will Be Done, and Uncertain Stride. And I think that's what I stopped there because I ran out of space on the template. So My Will Be Done. When this unit routs a unit in combat, it gains the Brutal X rule, where X is the unit strength value of the last unit routed by Dan in combat, non-cumulative. And the Uncertain Stride, on each of your turns, roll a d6 on a score 1 to 2, no effect. Score 3 to 4, wild charge 1. Score 5 to 6, wild charge d3. So this may be rolled before deciding if you wish to charge with this unit or not. And having actually a couple of weeks ago seen the Uncertain Stride of Dan in real life on the way back from Mr. Ali's curry house in Stockport, I can say that it's quite true to life.
So Dark Lord Dan's quite a tanky piece, but with that Uncertain Stride, you never know when he's suddenly going to reach out and give you a smack. So.
Exactly, yeah.
We should have extra nimble charging under road signs and things like that.
Yeah. So, Draken Valkyrie Jan, Hero Large Cavalry, height 4, speed 10, melee 3+, defense 5+, attacks 5, 13, 15 nerve, crushing strength 2, loner, pathfinder, fly, nimble, hell hath no fury, and mother of dracons. So, she uses the keyword draconic. Once per game, when given the charge order, the unit gains the Blast D3 rule until the start of its next turn. And it has Radiance of Life, Friendly Core Draconic only, including herself, and the Cloak of Death, Enemy Draconic only. So
Jan's a really nice little unit because she works fine in an army without any Draconic units. But if you have got some, then you get that extra little bonus. The blast is also very interesting because then your opponents are effectively, that basically works out at like 10 attacks. So it's a mini dragon that can just sort of come out of nowhere. But yeah, it's a nice little one. Pathfinder as well.
I know. Yeah. A touch of the Mark Cunningham's rubbing off on me when I wrote some of these. So, Badger Berserker.
I get cream for that, Bob. I get cream for that if I'm not between anywhere near you.
Definitely worrying.
Right, Badger Berserker Bob, my favourite character. So speed 8, melee 3+, defense 4+, 7 attacks, dash 18, height 4, special rules crushing strength 1, loner, nimble, vicious, brook no rivals. So the unit has the aura elite Berserker Beast Barbarian only, making it very effective for certain types of armies. And brook no rivals. When charging large cavalry, this unit has the Strider rule. So
Yeah.
get in there.
He's a nice little character. Originally, we just had it working on Berserkers, but I think adding Beast and Barbarian just gives you a lot more keyword possibilities.
I think so.
I like the Berserker Bob. Because we'll get to have fun with him, potentially. Maybe.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we will. So that's the 4 special characters that people had the choice of. And because I was bored this afternoon, here's the breakdown of
Bloody hell.
how many people have used the special characters. We've got one person who's not using a special character. The big yellow thing is Jan. Not using it. Yes, he's declined. He's declined to use any of the special characters. So the big yellow thing is Jan.
Do you think Jan's too good? I don't know.
Grey is Dan.
Yeah.
Orange is John, and blue is Bob, and the light blue one is none.
At every FFS so far, I think Dan's have been the least popular. Mine always seem to be underpowered, but I still think it's fair.
Well,
it's like me in general. I always take fluffy armies. It's
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely, because you take the fluffy armies down, that's why.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's like when I was running Undead with Morgoth. So fluffy, but, you know, it's what it is.
So the actual numbers were 20 people chose Valkyrie Jan, 8 people chose Berserker Bob, 6 people chose Dark Lord Dan, and 5 people chose John. So
maybe
John's
it's because
loyal.
you all wanted to pay homage to John.
Yeah.
It looks like I've got a lovely following, and even Simon's saying that they all know I'm so good. So,
did we mention that we're doing emergency errata to them? Thursday, it'll be fine. John's got 2 attacks now. Sorry, guys.
Oh dear. Right. Oh, excuse me. So, without any further ado, we'll have a quick flashback at the draw, and we'll go straight into table 1, Callum versus Elliot. And I think I've got Callum's army ready to come up here.
Ooh.
There we go. So, dwarves. And
well, you've done most of the talking. Do you want us to take it in turns and move down the screen?
yes, you can do.
Going John, then.
Okay, yeah. So 2 regiments of Iron Guard, both with throwing mastiffs. Good choice. 2 hordes of shield breakers. Very solid. Berserker Brock Riders, only 1 regiment. You're doing it wrong. 2 hunting packs, again, very nice, with throwing mastiffs. Dogs throwing dogs. It's delightful and really quite funny. Battle Driller. Ooh, I've not seen that for a few years. Really nice, actually, because with the individual, he can just spin around. And that D6+6 attacks and 10-12, it's quite nice at stopping things going around the back line, I guess. Berserker Lord. Well, Wingy Kingy. Well, Wingy Berserker Lord, actually. Oh, Steel Juggernauts. How many have we got there, Bob? 2. Nice.
1 with the loot.
Yeah. It's a nice, solid list. It can deal with quite a lot of different types of armies as well. It's a nice all-round list, I think, there. Nothing too spammy.
I was amazed when I saw the first Berserker Lord and it didn't have Blade of the Beast Slayer. I don't know
No,
if
it
that's a
doesn't.
typo or...
I thought it came as default. As
Well,
that.
that's my fault. Fair enough.
No,
Yes,
nice
they
list.
usually do. Right.
Well, the other default's not there. There's no J boots in the list.
No, it's quite
No, because there's only one.
There's only one
regiment
cavalry
of,
unit.
cavalry.
I quite like when you get a list that's just a little bit unusual, because then people don't necessarily know how to face it. So solid.
Yeah, solid list, I think, is that.
So, and this
Elliot.
is what it's facing.
Elliot, my turn, Emma.
Go on
Yeah.
then, Jan.
A regiment of Draugr. Oh, off they went. Yeah, that looks your usual typical Draugr. The Fallen with the Brewer Strength.
Yeah.
Should be nasty. Snow Trolls with the Chalice of Wrath. Mounted Sons of Corrigan with the Brewer's Sharpness and an upgrade with the Guise of the Deceiver, gaining Stealthy. Then there is another regiment that has Blessing of the Gods and also has the upgrade. 2 regiments of Snow Foxes. They're always fun. Magus with the Boomstick, mounted on a horse. All right. Lord of Frostfang with Blade of Slashing and Snow Fox. And Mace of Crushing and the Snow Fox on the second one. And Magnild the Fallen, because, you can't have this list without Magnild in it.
I mean, that's a really solid list.
It's exceptionally solid.
It's Elliot, so we're not really surprised here. The Lords on Frostfang are excellent. Magnild's great. I personally prefer the Magus without the mounts, but it's good all round. I'm a little bit surprised about the Stealthy on the Mounted Sons. I presume they've worked out for Elliot. I sometimes find if you've just got a bit of Stealthy, then they'll just shoot something else. But I guess it's worked for him. So.
Yeah.
I think so. And just so I can check, Callum is running Berserker Bob, and Elliot is running Jan.
So basically, Elliot's got. No, he hasn't. No.
No, but as I say, it's a good solid default one, regardless.
It's effectively a slightly souped up another Lord on Frostfang.
Yeah, it gives you a
Just
little dragon. Solid.
So then, next up is Mr. Hall.
Are we taking a vote on who we think is going to?
I'm happy to.
Oh yeah. If I survive, something just went down the wrong way.
Well, I'm afraid due to experience and list, I think Elliot's going to win. He may well win the whole event. He's going to do well, I'm sure, but I'm going to call Elliot for the victory at this one.
I'm going to go for Callum. I think I just think that's a nicer list. I think those hordes are going to be able to take a hit from the horses. He needs to split up the horses and make sure that when he gets one charge going in at a time, and watch his flanks from those bloody Fallen coming charging around the outside. But yeah. Brave choice.
Yeah, I'm keen to see Callum's list. I must admit, I'd like to see it on the field. I'm going to go with Callum because I know he's the one that declared the challenge. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here, and yeah, I'm going to join in there.
I was chatting with Callum on Messenger. He's not feeling too confident.
Right.
Oh well.
So the hit name is get Elliot incredibly drunk on a Friday night.
It works
That
for
shouldn't
me.
be a problem.
Assuming he's going to be there Friday night, actually. But...
Well, what I could do is I could use my amazing skills with the predictions that I used to run for the Grand National for 4 years. 4 years on the trot. Every horse for the first year the horse fell at the second fence. The second year the horse fell at the first fence. The third year it was a non-starter, and the fourth year it
got shot
in the paddock and got shot in its box. It never even got out of the horse box. So I'm going to pick Elliot.
You're going to vote for Elliot.
What? So Elliot's going to get shot.
Elliot's going to get shot in the horse box.
No, nothing quite that drastic, but it,
Wait, is that why you were painting the gun? You've been posting pictures of a new rifle or something on Facebook.
Yes, I have. I've been painting
Right.
my new toy. Yes.
So Elliot, don't try not to win. You know what happened.
Elliot, if you see a red spot appearing on your head,
Yeah.
Dive. Go for cover. Rapidly.
He's blowing this all out of context. All I'm saying is that I have an aura of bad luck. That's all. just in case there's anybody from Interpol watching.
Bob, who are you calling for the win?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Elliot. Like I say, because I think that Varangur army, it'll take its time to chew through all them dwarfs, but I think it will do.
We'll see.
I don't know. I agree with Steve in the comments of we just want to see 3 battle drillers explode something.
Right. Okay. Right. So let's go for
Andrew Hawley.
Andrew Hawley.
You're a bad man, Andrew.
Has he been watching Nick Williams or what?
He's been taking tips from him, according to the painting. Yeah.
How many boards? How many? Keep going. Oh, is it?
So we have 1, 2. Yes, it is. Yeah.
So okay. So we've got 1, 2,
9.
3, 4, 5, 9.
9.
So he's got 9 hordes of zombies, and then for variety, he's got zombie troll hordes times 2. Oh, one's got the healing brew, and we've got gore blights times 2. Let me guess. Don't go any further. Necromancers with aura vicious. Oh, yes. What a surprise! He's got 2 of those.
3.
3 of those. Do you know what? I think that'll be a fun army to play. You don't need to think too hard. You just sort of go brains, and yeah, lots and lots of dice. Yeah, cool. Nice one, Andy. I wouldn't mind playing against that myself.
Let's see, and he's chosen Dark Lord Dan. So that
makes sense. It's shambling, isn't it? So
it is, yeah. And he's playing Mr. Skaman's Night Stalkers.
Oh, he'll be so glad he's got stealthy against all those zombies. So glad.
Yeah. So it'll be, this will be me. So he's got to kick off with a horde of scarecrows, 2 regiments of doppelgangers. Somebody who uses needle fangs. Excellent. 2 regiments of needle fangs. 2 wobbly lightning bolt brains. Planar apparition. Fiends with Makwar's potion of the caterpillar. 2 regiments of soul flayers. A dread fiend to keep those fiends in line. A horror with the aura of vicious melee. So that will only really affect the scarecrows, won't it? And the doppelgangers. And SN, whatever she's called, the Wailing Shadow. So that is Ian's army. I think I faced something similar to that when they came to play us.
Yeah.
Lots of flying stuff, which really against all them zombies. I don't know. I think the Night Stalkers are just going to get bored to death. Really do. And let's just have a quick recap of what Ian's taken. He's taken Jan.
Yeah.
So it's Jan versus Dan. Shambling hordes versus flying Night Stalkers. So I suppose it's just going to be how quickly can he chew through 9 hordes of zombies?
Yeah, I think the lightning bolt on the wherever the lightning bolt things are.
The mind screeches.
Yeah,
and the horror.
Take it out of necromancers fairly rapidly because the height 5 you'll see over everything.
This is true.
And start punching holes in those because they'll die to a stiff freeze. All those, which will slow them down and allow him then to just encircle and take one at a time. It's just whether he has enough time, to be honest.
It also depends on the scenario as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
We haven't drawn the scenarios yet.
It's like hissing. You guys getting feedback?
Yeah.
I can hear hissing.
Everyone mute.
Yeah, getting some feedback.
Is it you, John?
No.
Sorry, just doing.
Mute a sec.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
It was Jan. Jan's end. is hissy.
Jan's
Go on,
hissy.
John's
Okay.
hissy. Right, so looking on this one, I shall go first. I would have to say that I am going to go for. I'm going to go for the zombies, the undead horde. I think they'll just choke the living daylights out of the Night Stalkers. Just block it all up. So that's one for the undead.
I'll go for Ian with his Night Stalkers. I think he's got just enough units that can produce enough damage. Start wiping those out. But unless it's a hold a token one, in which case no chance, because just put 3 tokens on the back one and just stack and just protect it completely.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure on this one at all. Cheesecake or Oreos? Cheesecake or Oreos? I'm sorry, I like cheesecake, so I'm true Holly.
I mean, Oreo cheesecake is a thing. I'm just going to say. I think the undead list has the edge here, but I suspect Andrew might be quite out of practice from a comment or two. I'm going to go with Andrew, but I don't know. We'll see.
Right, so that's 3 to Andrew, 1 to Ian. So next up, I'm going to have to get a bigger cursor on this, I can't see. Rich Miles versus Sharad. So,
Orcs.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it me to go through?
It is, yeah. Back round to you, John.
Okay, so we've got a horde of Long Axe with Helm of Confidence and some Young Axe regiment on its own. 2 Great Axe hordes, one with Blessing of the Gods, one with Brew of Sharpness. That's nasty.
That's very nasty.
That's a nasty unit. 2 Orkling regiments, great for holding things down. 2 Fight Wagon regiments, one with Sagettis, one with Makwars, and a War Drum on foot. Flagger to keep things in check. Crusher with a mount on it for nice going out and taking things as a cruise missile. Whip the Outcast and how the hell do you pronounce that? Ulpka the Mad.
Ulpka the Mad.
Yeah. So a really solid core infantry unit there with blocks with the long axes and your great axes. Orklings to go out in front or to screen things. Fight wagons to form a nice hard-hitting flanking force, I guess. A little bit of magic. Pretty solid unit there, Richard. Nice, like it. Nice army.
Yeah, I think he's got a nice list. That's solid. He's a good player.
And he's using a Jan with it as well.
Yes, he's using Jan.
Yeah. Well, Jan will work nicely with that list as an extra to support the fight wagons.
It does just work well with pretty much anything, really.
Yeah.
I expect we'll see it in every elf list, though, because it works even better with dragons.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over to Sharad. Jan to.
Yeah. So, Kindred Tall Spears with the Brewer's Strength, a horde of. Kindred Blade Stalkers, as they come, 3 regiments. 2 hordes of Draken Riders. An Elven Archmage with Shroud of the Saints, so good on the healing. Lightning Bolt 5, heal 4. Yep. Elven Archmage with the Lightning Bolt 5 on a mount, along with another heal 4. So heal heavy in here. And Dragon with Kindred Lord, Brew Sharpness. Ow.
Please tell me he's taken Jan.
Yes. He has.
If he hadn't, it would be daft.
We'd have to slap him.
But yeah, ouch.
So you've got the orcs with those 2 monstrous units of great axe that just cleave through stuff. but he's also got the fast-moving fight wagons, or faster-moving fight wagons.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit of a disadvantage with the fact that there's a dragon and 2 hordes of Dracons in Sharad's army backed up by the Jan, whereas he's only got the one. He's only got 1 flyer, if that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And the Courage is fast, it's fast, but it can't punch out. It's great for taking war machines, but it can't. It's possible it'll stop a flyer, but it'll only put it down.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, that Ultgar the Mad's there to Bane chant those big units up, isn't he? And inspire them.
You see, for both good lists, for both good players, I actually think that Sharad might take this. I've just got a feeling. I like the I like the combination. He's a very good player. I think he beat me last time we played. Mind you, most people do. Bob. Anyway, but no, I think Sharad's got this.
I agree. I think Sharad's got this. I think his pace, I mean, those Glade Stalkers shooting out scout move can take a lot of terrain up, or at least put in something that forces the Orcs to make an engagement, whilst the Dracons then come in from the flank and the sides. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be a big win. I think Sharad's just going to pip it. He'll get like a small victory. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Good watching that.
I think I'm going to say Rich, just because I actually think. Well, I know from having got him very drunk recently, the kind of tactics he was thinking of with using the jam. So I'd like to see him manage to pull off his win to get Sharad back for beating him up last time. So yeah, I'm going to go Rick.
Well, I think it will be.
It's going to be
quite close. I think Rick's going to struggle against the shooting and the manoeuvrability, but
defense.
But those big units of Great Axe, the fight wagons and everything, if he gets a little bit of luck, he can put Sharad on the back foot. So I'm going to go for Rich.
I don't know how we decided it, but this is one I would love to see on our table on the webcam for a live game potentially. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be lots of other good ones, but I'm quite fancying this so far.
Well, we could take a vote on that.
Yeah.
Towards the time,
the players want to.
Well, it's up to the players. Yeah, if they want to play.
Of course it is. But yeah.
Instant fame and fortune. Right.
Everyone knows Sharad. He makes the best toast.
And a
So,
smashing cup of tea.
Game 4. Nick versus Dave. So.
Ooh.
Oh yes, Nick with ogres. So I think it's me too.
Yeah.
So I've kind of lost track. Nick tends to make an ogre army and then sell it, or it gets broken. But no, I think this is either his 5th or his 6th ogre army. He's got a lot. He's had a lot over the years. He sold one to me once. I sold it on. Okay, so we have warrior chariots with Sir Jesse's boots of striding. Boomers. Now, how many boomers have we got? Just 2, is it?
Yeah.
2 hordes of boomers.
2 hordes of boomers. Yeah, solid, interesting ones. Berserker Brave Regiment, nice. Siege Breakers with Dwarven Ale and Chalice of Wrath. Army Standard with Diadem of Dragonkind. Not something you see as much anymore. It used to be more common when it was higher breath back in second edition, or Fireball, whatever. Berserker Bullies ×3. Again, reasonably unusual choices. Inspiring Talisman, Blade of Slashing, Mace of Crushing. I'm sure if I played against Nick and faced those Berserker Bullies, it'd be like, oh yeah, that's why he's running 3 of them. They're really good.
Yeah, they are nasty. They're nasty.
And Nomogrot, because who doesn't love a bit of nom nom?
Yeah.
And Nick is taking Jan as his special character. And Night Stalkers. So it's back round to me, isn't it? Okay, Dave Crabtree's Night Stalkers. So we have
We've had a question from Sam Sowden Garcia asking why we feel that the Berserker Bullies are unusual.
Well, I say that. Well, I mean, okay, to start, I mean, we've not had a huge number of tournaments, have we? I haven't been to many tournaments in the last year or two. I've never faced 3 of them ever. So if it's common on Universal Battle these days, I wouldn't know. I don't play. So for me, I'm we're generating a new UK meta, because obviously it became part of the worldwide meta. So now we're sort of regenerating things. So it's not something I've ever seen in the UK meta in any case. But that in itself is fairly new, because we haven't done an awful lot of third, really, have we, in this country? So
I think Berserker Bullies are extremely good, actually. When I've used them a couple of times in games, and they are good.
I know Bob's fielded them quite a few times against me, so yeah, they are.
It's just that
I do have 3 painted up as well. I have used 3. Just the same way other people use 3 Frostfang Lords and things like that.
they are quite fluffy, Frostfang Lords.
Of course they are. Right, anyway, a regiment
No, not brewing up, Ross.
regiment and a legion of scarecrows with fire oil on the legion. That's just nasty. 2 troops of phantoms, butchers with the pipes of terror just to make them brutal as if they needed to be. 2 hordes of those. Yeah. 1 mind screech.
Did they come in ones?
Yeah, 1s or 3s normally. Some people seem to take 2.
Horde of fiends with the brew of sharpness. It's quite nasty.
Yeah.
A terror. No, you don't see many.
You don't see many of those. No.
Void lurker with the mead of madness, and a shade with the mournful blade.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I just checked, but I think David's gone for Jan as well. Yes. So
I can't wait to see Dave's army, to be honest.
You're going to have
how
nightmares.
beautiful it's going to be.
It'd be horrific.
This is going to be one of the pretty tables, isn't it? Though, because Nick does some superb painted models. I've seen a few pictures of his ogres, and they do looking very, very nice. So it's going to be a pretty table.
Did they have a horror in there? I didn't.
Yeah, I think it did.
do they have a what? Sorry.
Horror.
No, we had a terror. There's no horrors. It's just a shade.
I wonder if the shade can get around and kill Norma. Quickly.
Well, it can do, but I mean, the mournful blade really
It doesn't work yet. It doesn't work.
It's not gonna help.
Yeah, it's completely useless, isn't it? It's
still 5 attacks. Crush 1 or crush 2. Crush 1 for a shade, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's more likely to be getting them in different positions where that dread's going to work. But two large regenerating monsters. I mean, the terror. If you get against the right opponent, it just sits there forever and regenerates because it's hard to shoot. It can fight wherever it wants because of the Strider and the Ensnare with crushing strength 2, 10 attacks, hitting on 3s. It's a nasty thing.
Guys, there's no need for deliberation here. They're both great players. Dave hasn't had a single game of 3rd edition yet, I don't think.
Right.
Nick's played a lot.
Yeah.
Nick's won.
Nick.
Don't be wrong. Both great players. If we both had an equal amount of experience recently, yeah. I think Dave's maybe bitten off slightly more than he can chew with a Nick Williams. Yeah. Game to Nick.
Nick.
Yeah, I've got to say Nick as well. Much as I love Dave, and I want his army to win because it's going to be beautiful.
Well,
By the end of the tournament, he'll be
I
nice
think,
and practiced with it and ready for cock. But FFS, not so sure.
well, I'm going to go for Nick as well, just to put the mockers on him.
Oh, so that's the first
I'll
unanimous.
quickly change my mind and go Dave then, shall I?
Hey, you never know. All it's going to take is for Nick to roll a few double ones. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Right. So
Plus,
next,
maybe Dave was bluffing us. He's like actually been having loads of games. He's like, oh yeah, I've not played at all. You'll be fine, Nick.
so Stuart.
Yeah, Sam could be right. Dread does really hurt ogres. But then Dread hurts all sorts. Ooh. Forks.
So this is Stuart Ray with Kickham Inner Fork.
I like the custom names.
Is it my turn to read? Or did I just read one?
No, I just did the Night Stalkers. Came round quick, so it's John.
Okay, so we've got 2 regiments of Morax, both the Skullpoles, a horde of axe, very, very nice, with brew of sharpness. Ooh, nice.
You've
nice,
got
nice,
a face like a mangled welly. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I see our Scottish brethren are coming down looking for friendship. We've got 2 great axe hordes, one with Bush and the Caterpillar, one with just a Skullpole. Again, pretty nice stuff. Ooh, yeah, nice. 5 regiments of Aucklands just to get absolutely in the way.
Auckland spam.
They are just going to just get in the way completely for your opponent. Brilliant. A Wardroom to get that nerve slightly higher. And then a Crutcher to keep things in order. And then a Crutcher with, what the hell's that? With Gakamax Bloody Banner. Ooh, give wild charge +1. Nice.
Aura.
Oh.
Yeah, nice. And Sacred Horn. What's Sacred Horn do?
Extends an aura to 9 inches from 6 inches.
Used to be ubiquitous on the Wiltfather before RC made it illegal.
And then he's got 3. Then he's got 3 Crushers, so 3 cruise missiles. Yeah, that's a fun army, and I want to see that on the board because I want to see how he operates with those 5 Auckland without blocking himself in, which tends to be the problem. But
he's taken Jan as well.
Yeah, that fills in the gap for as a flyer for defense or offense. I would think probably for defense because he's got nothing that is going to look after his back line because nothing can turn and shoot. But no, lovely, a nice list. 3 big hordes in the middle there, with 2 regiments of Morax to pour out some serious pain. Nice. So, Bob, you're going to put your list up then.
Yeah.
So this is the ringer list.
Okay. So I believe it's over to me, aren't we, Bob?
It is, yeah. I was just about to say no prizes for guessing who wrote this.
Yeah, no prizes at all. So, 3 Dwarf Rock Riders. We have a troop with the Crystal Pendant of Retribution. A troop with the... do they both have throwing axes? Yeah, throwing axes.
Yeah, there's 5 troops with throwing axes.
5 troops with throwing axes. That's just nasty. Then we have 3 regiments, one with Maquas, one with the J Boots, and one with Brew of Strength. And then we've got the Mastiff Hunting Pack with the tiny little chaff to go somewhere with the Scrying Gem. Berserker Lord with the Wings of Honey Maze, Wingy Kingy. Berserker Lord with the Blade of the Beast Slayer, mounted on a Brock. And Spheri Egulax on a Hellbrock. Because who wouldn't have Spheri in there?
And unsurprisingly, the character for this army is
Jan.
Berserker Bob.
Yeah, it should be Jan. It should be Jan.
Why?
Just because I'm in
That-
everybody else's.
That, I mean, that's a fun list. It's not exactly subtle. Designed to be played by people who are very drunk, I suspect.
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely will be easy enough to
That's
play.
why we need to play Friday night, because at that point I'll be drunk. Whereas Saturday morning I'll be like
We
Friday
just
night.
have to make sure that we give you an intravenous drip of alcohol in the morning. You'll be fine.
Maybe. We'll see.
So
There's not a lot to say about that. It's
Well, it's
Crystal
a
Pendant
point
was
and
was
hit it
an
army,
interesting
isn't
choice.
it, that we're taking, really?
It's perfectly solid.
If
what's
it's
it
idiot-proof enough for me to be able to use it.
What's Stuart got?
yeah, it's a nice list. I'm just concerned that the Brox won't be able to do enough damage to the Axe Hordes and the Great Axe Hordes, particularly the Axe Hordes in the middle. You're going to need 2 of those in there. It's going to wipe one out straight away back.
Mm.
Although
Those Aucklands are going to be a pain in the ass. as
they
well.
are going to be a pain in the ass. That's going to.
Right.
Although
I
there
mean-
is quite a surprising amount of shooting in that dwarf army as well, and quite
I-
manoeuvrable shooting.
Yeah, I didn't realise how bad that the throwing axes were until I played this list. And yeah,
I mean, this is
throwing
an
axes
easy
are horrible.
call. Regardless of whether we play at night or in the morning, Stuart's going to win. The only question is by how much. If it's Friday night, he might get a smaller victory. If it's Saturday morning, it's 20-0 or something, I'm afraid. Sorry. I'll try my best. If I turn up, it'll be a bonus.
Oh, dear.
we're about to still be one of us who can actually walk.
We actually did a trial run, didn't we? As I say, a couple of weeks ago. I finally managed to get to Element for about 11:45. I tried getting up at 9:15, and I couldn't walk. I had to just fall back into bed. I was too poorly.
To be fair, you only turned up at Element after we demanded you turn up because the booze was locked in the back of your car.
I don't know why you put it like that.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think,
convenient place.
I think the text saying, can we get alcohol, please, might have induced you to movement.
So, a question from Simon Cooper.
Simon,
Will the list be on display after we've done this chat?
yeah, they will be.
Yes. Yeah, I'll put the drawer up and a link to the Dropbox where all the lists are after we've finished doing this, either
Super.
tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, depending on how long this takes and how I feel when I get to the end. But yeah, they'll all be up there.
Fair enough.
Matt Hobday saying you're not making a strong argument for the game to go ahead on Friday.
Damn it! You'll have more fun.
You'll have more fun.
So it's a fairly strong consensus that Stuart's going to walk that one then.
I can't unless we're playing extremely well. Whoever takes over from Dan when Dan can't play.
John, that reminds me of Beers of War.
Yes,
Remember?
I've seen you play. I've seen you playing extremely pissed.
I slept through one game, but then we actually thrashed Tom Robinson while pissed. Oh, that was awesome. He just couldn't believe his face. We just did all these stupid drunken things and they all worked. He was just confused. But the best bit was we were playing against those 2 blokes. My mind's got blank the names. But I remember going up, I might be drunk, but I can still do a nimble charge. I was like, do. And they were like, oh. We missed it. That's funny.
Thinking it's gone. So we're all unanimously saying that Stuart might win unless you're utterly lucky with drunken nimble charges and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I'll just go throw them forward. It'll be fine. What could go wrong? They're angry badgers.
Oh,
So
Max has got a lovely
Bennett
list.
and James next.
Max,
Yes,
I love
Ross,
you.
I do believe you fell asleep under a table.
No, it wasn't Ross. It wasn't Dan who fell asleep under a table. I don't know who it was, but it wasn't Dan.
It was
I fell asleep on the table.
Yeah.
Literally, the head was on the table during play. I don't know whether it counted as impassable terrain. No one shoved a unit under my face. If it'd be like spiky spears, would it?
Max, I love you. This list is gorgeous.
I think we're on to down to reading it, aren't we?
Oh, are we? Right. Got a horde of boomers with Blessing of the Gods. Which is, of course, nice because it's proper elite. Works on the ranged and the melee. Got lots of Berserker Braves, 3 regiments. There's 3 hordes with Sir Jesse's Boots of Striding, the Brew of Sharpness and Brew of Strength. That's pretty solid. Lots of wild charge shenanigans. We've got 3 Ogre Warlocks, Boomstick, Conjurer's Staff and Drain Life, Scrying Gem and Drain Life. That's nice. Solid. And Nom Nom. It's not very subtle, is it? It's not subtle.
There's
no
no
subtlety
subtlety there
It's
at
not
all.
subtle.
About as subtle as an airborne clog, that. And he's taken Berserker Bob for his special character.
Yeah, see what's wrong with these, because everything's got the Berserker keyword, I think.
Yes, because all of those have got Berserker keyword. So Berserker Bob will be very helpful in amongst all that lot. Jeez. Right. Who am I looking for? James. So it's back round to me. So James with his Sapphire Elves, who are, I should imagine, just elves that are blue. So a horde of kindred tall spears with the hammer of measured force. Just hope he doesn't come up against zombies. A Palace Guard horde with the Chalice of Wrath. A regiment of kindred glade stalkers. Therenian Sea Guard, a regiment of with the Scrying Gem. A troop of Silver Breeze cavalry, they're the shooty ones. Horde of Dracon riders with the Staying Stone. Elven King, mounted on a horse. Elven Archmage with the Boomstick, so Lightning Bolt 8. Boo. Elven Archmage with the Inspiring Talisman and Bane Chant. Guess where he's going to be standing between those 2 hordes of sea guards. Dragon Kindred Lord. And
Something you don't see that much anymore, the Kindred Lord.
Just come down to our club on a Tuesday. There's hundreds of them flying around.
They're slightly less popular than they used to be.
Yeah.
I assume he's got Jan.
Yes, he has got Jan. So...
I'm going for Max because I want to see Max's win because that is a wonder. I love that list. In fact, Bob and I were discussing such a list with just Berserkers as waiting at Funky Monkey for our sausage butty a couple of weekends ago.
This is indeed true.
I want to go there again. Those burgers you guys had with the interesting spices did sound interesting. I need to
great.
That wasn't Funky Monkey.
Wasn't? Oh, was it?
That was the Lebanese cafe. Unfortunately, they're not open on a Sunday. So
we'll go Saturday then. It'll be fine.
Fair enough.
We've got pies coming on Saturday.
Yeah, we've got pies.
Oh, breakfast. Sorry, breakfast. Right,
breakfast
yeah.
A breakfast burger again.
Breakfast burger.
Let's order extra pie.
Well, as we said, my handbag's been renowned for them. I'm going to have to say Max as well. I really like James's list, but I think Max has got the edge. I think, as you say, subtle as a clog.
Steve's commented. He's
put about proper 10-unit elf list.
Yeah, that's it. It's an uber elite elf list. But I think I can't see them be able to do enough damage to those ogres, berserkers, because within dash 15, dash 18, they'll take a decent hit from anything else can throw them.
Both of these armies have got a frightening amount of lightning bolts as well.
They do.
I mean, you've got 13 in the elf side, and however many the ogres can crank it up to with 3 warlocks and Nomagarok, and all them, they just have to stand there with the hordes. And
but they've got that drain life's going to be horrible on the ogres, isn't it? That's just going to heal everything up again.
Well, it is. It's going to keep them in the fight for a lot longer. So unfortunately, yes, I'm going to go for Max as well.
Well, I'm going to go for James. They're both good players, but I think James is going to be coming out with some clever tricks, and I think he's going to pull something out the bag. I'm going James.
Okay. So, one for James. Right. So we've now got Andrew Devlin and Andy Ransom.
So Andrew Devlin's got the orcs.
Yes.
There's a lot of orcs in it coming out.
Orcs are pretty good.
Orcs are sexy. Okay. So we've got 2 regiments and a horde of axe. That's a nice solid core. Oh, you want a nice solid core? We've got 2 great axe hordes. So great for checkerboarding. Really nicely there. So that's going to be a solid core. That's going to be horrific to meet. Gore Riders regiment with no magic items. Interesting.
They don't need it.
They don't need it, no. 3 Orkling regiments, again, for chaffing things up in the middle. A war drum, a Crudger on foot. Crudger on winged slasher. Nice. Crusher mounted, again, cruise missile. And Upgar the Mad for your Bane Chanty goodness to just further enhance those axes and potentially make the great axe into a killing everything on do unit.
But Upgar's pretty popular, isn't he?
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And Andrew has taken Jan as his.
Okay, so he's got 2 heavy flyers to go around the outside, which is.
He's got Draconic as well.
Yeah.
So it works with it.
Yeah. Okay. Like it.
And back through to Jan.
Okay,
For Andy Ransom's Goblins.
More little greenskins. There's a table of greenskins happening. So we have a horde of rabble. And we have 3 hordes of trolls. One with the J-boot.
4
Whoa! Well, you hit that one, Bob.
Sorry.
So J-boots, Maquas, Stay in Stone, and One as They Come.
Naked.
How many? Thank you. 3 war trombones, because 2 is never enough. 2 giants, and King with a Sacred Horn, Jared's Pendant, which is the Aura of Headstrong, and a Fleabag Mount, and then a Whiz on a Fleabag with the boomstick, so a zippy round with the lightning bolt, lovely. Troll Bruiser with the Blade of Slashing, and a Troll Bruiser with a Mace of Crushing, just for when you need that extra one. Yeah, that's a nice list. I like that.
14 drops. That's a fairly elite goblin army, if there is such a thing.
Well,
it's the four hordes of trolls, the 2 giants.
It's a troll list.
It's a trump.
And Andy Ransom has taken John as his special character.
I think that could kick ass.
Somebody turned the washing machine on.
Right. I think the orcs is a better list. But I know Andy's been practicing this, and mind you, like everybody's seen it on his Andy 2D6 YouTube channel. I've seen him play this list, so he knows he really, really, really. Oh, well done, Sam. Yes, it's a troll list.
It's a troll list for us.
Well done, Sam. Well done. So, I mean, I know that Andy knows how to play this list extremely well. He's got it down to a fine art. The Yareth pendant with behind the trolls, so the Volga headstrong gets rid of the issue with the high difference between the nerve values. So, yeah, I mean it's a nice list. He knows how to play it. So I'd go with Andy on this one. Although the orc list is lovely, I like it.
Just to remind you that they are both Andys. Andrew and
Ransom.
So right.
Ransom.
Yeah, I'm going to say Andy Ransom as well.
Dan?
I'm also going to go with Andy Ransom. He's an excellent player. He often podiums. It's a good list. So is Andrews. I'm going to go Andy Ransom.
Okay, because he's a minor internet celebrity.
Yeah,
I'm going to go for the Orcs because I think that they'll surprise us against all them trolls. Even with the headstrong, I think those trolls are just too swingy in large numbers, and the giants as well. I mean, hitting on fours with random attacks. But then, no, I'm going to go for Andrew.
Wait, there's two Andrews.
Devlin.
I'm going to go for Andrew Devlin. So, next game is Mike Young versus Chris Lynch. So, Mike.
What's Mike Young
I'm going to go and grab a drink, so I'll be back in a second.
Yes, please.
All you have to do is bring the bottle in, and then, you just keep pouring.
Yeah.
Where things go bad.
So we have Mike's Kingdoms of Men. So it's back round to me, isn't it? So, Footguard, a regiment and a horde. The horde with the hammer of measured force and indomitable will. Bowman Horde. 2 regiments of knights, one with a brew of sharpness and indomitable will, the other with the blessing of the gods. Troop of mounted sergeants. Siege artillery. And a cannon. 2 generals on winged beasts, one with the healing brew and one with the staying stone. 2 wizards, one with the shroud of the saint, lightning bolt replacing the fireball, and the other with the boomstick and lightning bolt replacing the fireball. So another wizards that can chuck out quite a bit of lightning bolt, and the captain with his master tactician.
I like the captain.
On foot this one. And Mick has taken Jan. Yeah.
So that's three winged beasts then, isn't it, charging around the outside?
It is indeed, yeah.
They're not draconic. Oh, the beast. Not draconic.
Yeah, Chris Lynch. Having managed to forget in that short time. Who else it was?
More elves.
More elves. There are, in fact, 3 elf lists. There's no Sylvan elves. There's only Twilightkin or normal elves. Oh. So, back round to John for this one.
Yeah, so we've got 2 regiments of Stormwind Cavalry. One has Jesse's Boots. One has nothing, which is unusual. For Thunderous Charge 2 without any equity strength.
I thought it came with Mac Wars by default. Do you actually have to de-click it?
Apparently, yeah. Might be an error with Chris's.
It's on the Dragon Riders, right? You can't.
Yeah. So Silver Breeze Cavalry, a troop and a regiment. So that's a nice bit of shooting. Mobile shooting, shoot and disappear. 2 hordes of Dragon Riders. Brew Sharpness. That's going to be horrible. If you get both those two attacking virtually anything even in the front, is going to cause some serious pain. An Elven King, which is very nice. Archmage with Lightning Bolt and Bane Chanting, mounted on a horse, and a Dragon Lord. And I assume he's got Jan.
Yes, he has.
So he's got two dragons, 2 hordes of dragons.
Dracons.
That's a fast list.
It is very.
That's
Yeah,
moving 9 minimum.
3 winged beast things effectively with Jan, which
Yeah.
are also super fast. So it's like,
Yeah, he's got his 2 generals on Winged Beast, the Jan. He's got his light cavalry, and
with that captain, you can just rearrange where they are potentially.
Well, I think Steve Hildrew would give him a high 5.
Steve Hildrew would give him many things.
Even better than a 10-drop elf list. A
9 drop. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
9 drops, unit strength 16.
No, it's a 10-drop list because it's got Jan.
Oh yeah.
So this is always going to be whether they can project the power from all that fast moving stuff. Can it hit the right places? Mike is a very, very good player, so I think he's going to
used to a
struggle.
lot of flyers as well.
I was about to say he plays in a
all the
meta
time.
with lots of flyers.
What I like about Mike's list is its combined arms. It's going to see him well, that list all tournament. I'm not sure I can call this one.
I go with Mike because he's used to playing with that meta. He's used to playing against dragons.
I'm
I'm
going to say
abstaining.
Mike as well.
I think this is going to be a draw.
That'd
I think
be
it'll be a very,
interesting.
very hard fought game because Mike is one of these players where he covers all the angles. So to get it, he's not going to give away much in the case of single or double charges. He's got enough. I won't say crap, but he's got enough stuff that he can feed things in to get his knights in there, and his own 3 flyers as well. Just really, but I think his ace in there is the cannon and the siege artillery.
They're going to have if they even a slightly good day. That's going to be a painful experience for the elves.
Well, it is because
the captain just gives so much potential, though. You just don't know what he's going to do with it.
But he does play a very tight game, does Mike?
Yeah.
Do you know what? You've convinced me. I'm going to give Mike the win. I think it's going to be close.
Okay. Any other ideas? John?
I've already said Mike.
Mike.
I'm gonna go for Chris because I think he might just have the edge with the maneuverability. It is a very nice list. So I'm going to go with Chris for that one.
Scenario, skill, and luck.
I think so. Right, moving swiftly on. Oh dear, Ross Diggle and Stephen Pearson.
That's
You
just
love a
nasty,
bit of
Ross.
Diggle.
That's nasty.
So Stephen Pearson to win.
It depends. Right, so who's it to read this one?
Is it
It's
me?
Jan, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, it's me. So I'm reading Ross's herd list here, am I?
Yes.
I want Diggle.
Okay. So 2 regiments and a horde of spirit walkers as they come. 2 tribal trappers, again as they come. 2 regiments of centaur bray hunters. They're a lovely unit. I like them. 2 lots of wild Gur Panthers for the nimble, nasty Gurishness. Beast of Nature with the upgrade to wings for flying nimble and an increase to the attacks to 7. 1 tribal tracker. He's interesting as a little fella. The Great Chieftain with a saber-tooth hunting cat. Nice choice. Centaur Chief, the must-have no matter what, even though he got changed. Again, with the saber-tooth hunting cat. Have we got... Yeah, I thought we'd have more than 1. So, 2 Glade Walker Druids. 1 with the Shroud of the Saint for that extra little bit of healing. And, yeah, 15 units. That I quite like, but I keep trying my hand back with Herd, and I'm just not feeling
Well,
it.
they won Masters, didn't they?
They did. They won the
US
Masters
Masters.
in the US.
Hmm.
But I still...
Yeah, but the US don't know how to play the game.
Ooh.
True.
Well, Ross has put a caveat on this. He's just said he's used the herd once. Max Bennett's ogres wore them like a hat. He had to show a therapist things on a puppet where Max was bad.
Max was wearing Ross like a hat, or
Yes,
his arm?
Yeah.
Max Bennett's ogres wore me like a hat. He says.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Maybe the army was inserted. I got confused.
So I did see that a little while ago, and I must admit,
Max's army being inserted into Ross.
You don't want to see that. So who's Ross playing?
Stephen Pearson.
Ah,
Ooh.
yeah,
So over
salamanders.
to Dan for this one.
Oh yes, we have Ancients, a regiment. A horde of Salamander, ceremonial guard with Staying Stone and effigy of fire. Corsairs, Fire Elementals Horde, Scorchwing regiments ×2, Rhinosaur Cav with Sir Jesse's Boots of Striding, the Greater Fire Elemental, Lakelidon, a Phoenix, a Mage Priest with Heal, no Fireball though, he's got Surge, which probably means he's got Dan, and Firebrand.
Well, he's got the greater fire elemental as well, hasn't he?
True. I still think he might have done. Got a
Well,
feeling.
I'll just have a quick check. I'll have a look. See.
Thanks for that, Ross. The latest comment, I may have a lovely, slightly ogre chord-shaped
So-
bum hole. It's like,
So yes, Ross has Bob and Steve Pearson has Dan.
Let's see. I could have checked, maybe. I don't know. Can I?
no.
I couldn't have checked.
No, I
Yay!
haven't posted that up yet. What everybody's using.
it'll go up
So-
when we do the list.
Hmm.
I mean,
So
Steve
I
is a
heard
great,
Army.
great player. But I just love Ross. And I'm hoping if I say he's going to win, he'll give me favours. So, Ross for the win.
I'm going for Steve Pearson. I think that's yeah. I think he'll do that.
I think Steve as well, because he's been using his salamanders for forever. He knows how to work, and much as I love Herd and I miss Herd, it's not what it used to be, in my opinion. So, sorry, Ross. Love you lots, matey, but yeah, Steve.
So we have Ross, who's used his army once and lost with it, and Steve, who's been using salamanders forever, but it depends on how much practice he's had recently. Because one thing I have found with playing Steve is that he tends to take a long time and times out quite easily. So
The clocks would normally add to the challenge, but we've got a lot of time for our tournament based on the points level. It was meant to be a relaxed tournament, so Unless they're very rusty, they should be okay.
I must admit, when I first went back to using clocks, it was a case of, oh, bugger,
True.
I've got seconds left.
True, I was the same. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Steve. I think those salamanders might have the edge. I could be eating my words because I don't know anything about the herd army,
Well,
really.
that just means none of you get the Diggles favours. I just have them to himself.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, apparently
I mean,
you get that from in the bowls.
Oh yeah.
I daren't ask.
No, let's don't go there.
Yeah, we don't want that one. So game 10, John Stanix versus Justin Gisby Clark.
Bloody more orcs.
Yeah, there are four
Before you
orc
go
armies.
into it, McJerry B. As for drinking at the venue, we're able to drink outside of the venue, or it will have to be covertly. It's we've not got an event license, so it is just a case of keep it as discreet as possible.
Subtlety is the word. Watch how I do it. Subtle.
Yeah, very subtle with a glass and everything.
Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. Oh yes.
Is it me then to read these out, Bob?
No, it's back to me for these ones.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have John's Orcs, 2 regiments of Morax, a regiment of Long Axe, a horde of Great Axe with the Helm of Confidence, 2 regiments of Go Riders, one out of standard deviation with the Pipes of Terror, and the other one back in safely there with Makwaz Potion of the Caterpillar. Skulk Outriders.
Ooh.
So they're the shooty Go Rider blokes in a troop. Orklings, just 2 regiments of Orklings. War Drum on foot. Crudger on a Go Chariot with the Mace of Crushing. Quite a handy, nimble thing, that. Crudger on Wing Slasher with the Healing Brew. And the Crusher with the Blade of Slashing. 13 units, 25 unit strength. And John has gone for Jan, I think.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look. Yes, he has. In fact, both him and Justin have gone for Jan.
Again, keyword draconic there. So
I do just love being so popular.
Yeah.
does everyone realise that if you take the character, you have to buy that person a drink? So, Jan, you're getting a lot of drinks coming.
So I can cope with that.
It's
Well,
gonna
as
be
you've
hard.
seen, I wasn't the one asleep in a video a couple of weeks ago.
No, that was the one where Bob tried my curry, wasn't it?
Yes,
We
it
should
was.
post that on the live cast later.
I really think it needs to go on a live cast over next weekend. It was fun. It's good to be messy.
It might have been fun for everybody else. I wasn't particularly laughing at the time. Right. So, John. Justin Gisby Clark's Chop Shop.
So we're on to easy play mode now with the undead. So we've got a zombie regiment on its own, a horde of revenants with the hammer of measured force. Watch out for the scarecrows or that zombie army, because that'd be bloody useless. 2 Soul Reaver infantry regiments when you absolutely positively have to smash anything in front of you. 2 troops of revenant cavalry to screen the Soul Reaver infantry. 2 hordes of whites to go down slightly to the side of the Soul Reaver infantry. Vampire and Undead Pegasus, then 2 Revenant Kings, both mounted. One with the Blade of Slashing, one with the Mace of Crushing. And I assume he's got Dan. Oh, no, he's not. If you said he's got Jan, hasn't he? Ooh. Well, Jan and the Vampire are very similar, I guess.
Jan will work with anything, really.
Yeah. Jan is basically a vampire.
I am definitely a vampire.
Yeah. That's
As long as it's alcohol and not blood. I can't cope with blood in the alcohol stream.
I mean, Justin's kind of handicapped here. He's got probably the bottom tier army in the game. Undead, they just need some buffs. I mean, he's going to struggle, I'll be honest, but we'll see. If he's a good player, he might have a chance.
You almost said that with a straight face, Dan. It's a nice list, to be fair. And the Soviet infantry are devastatingly good. If you screen them, and you've got plenty of screening units there to stop them being chaffed up by too many things. The only thing I would wonder is, has it got enough chaff there or anti-chaff? No shooting, no magic. So he might get stuck. He might be just fed lots and lots of cheap units. There are plenty of them around.
Yeah, I'm going to go with John.
Zombies does seem a bit sad, really, in an undead army.
I think John's army has just got it here. Orcs are in a good place, and yeah, I like the list.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with John and his orcs.
I think this is a bad matchup for Justin. Yeah.
Sorry, Justin.
So John.
You need to bring a higher tier
I'll
army
say
like
Justin
hers.
just because I don't want him to be out on a limb, and also because Bob's now taken his vote, and I know that he's always the kiss of death on it. So I'll say Justin because Justin's going to have it.
Okay. Thanks. I think.
Bob does the kiss of what? Never mind.
Death.
The kiss of death. Very unlucky when it comes to him casting his vote your way, I think.
Alistair.
Yeah, Alistair Vowles and Rob Hudson.
Oh dear.
Hey.
Oh dear.
So, Alistair's Night Stalkers.
Am I up? Is it me?
Yes, it is, John.
I thought it was. Okay, so 3 hordes of scarecrows. Plain as they come. 2 regiments of shadow hounds again, as they come. Regiment of needlefangs. We seem to be having a few needlefangs today. 2 hordes of butchers as they come. 2 mind screechers, which is either 1 too many or 1 too few. A Berserker, which is the brew of haste. So that's nice. 21-inch move. Well, 22-inch move, isn't it? And a Banshee with a healing brew. That's a pretty nasty list.
And Alistair has gone for, Berserker Bob.
Cool.
What's got the matching keywords? I missed.
I'll say why. Oh, Beast. Needlefang's got Beast. Shadowhounds have Beast.
Okay.
The Cav, Shadowhounds.
Yeah.
It's also just a great. It's fine. It's a solid unit all by itself.
It is a solid unit by itself. It's an interesting one. Oh.
Pre-dwarves.
Dwarves. My gosh. Rob using pre-dwarves.
Yeah. And it's over to Dan for this one.
Right, pre-dwarves. So lots and lots of Brocks. Oh no, sorry. 2 hordes of shield breakers. Stainstone, Charles of Wrath. Both got a throwing mastiff. Because it's always good to toss a mastiff off. It's a useful option. 2 more ironclad.
Rob's going to be tossing lots of mastiffs.
With mastiffs, yeah. He's going to be tossing them all over the table. He does have some Brock Riders. It's a couple of troops. Solid. Mastiff hunting packs, at least 2. One with a throwing mastiff. A great Earth Elemental. Has it been upgraded to Kragoff and Colom? Yes, it has.
It has, yes.
Of course it has. Lovely. Very nice unit. Dwarf Lord and Large Beast with the Healing Brew. Nice. A Berserker Lord with Blade of a Beast Slayer. Okay. And another with Wings of Honey Maze. I've seen some of this before. And a Dwarf Army Thunder Bearer with the Loot of Insatiable Darkness. Very nice.
Right.
You know, when we first made it, it wasn't actually a lute. It was the ukulele of Insatiable Darkness, based on Nick Williams. But we decided to make it a bit more generic.
Why? What's the connection between Nick Williams?
Nick plays an awesome.
Nick plays the ukulele.
He would complain about him being rusty, but he is really good. He played on a few old FFS podcasts. He does some hilarious. Oh, he's really good. He needs to bring his uke with him to FFS and do a ditty for us all. It'd be awesome. Seriously, we'll buy you beer if you do it, Nick. It'd be great.
So, what do we think? Night Stalkers versus Free Dwarfs.
Scroll to the bottom of the Free Dwarfs again.
Oh, and Rob Hudson's taken Jan.
Yeah,
What?
so Alice. Well, John works for
Jam
anything.
with that list.
Well, he's not gone berserker heavy. He's only got a bit.
True. Yeah.
One interesting difference is Alistair's got +5 unit strength. So if we get some sort of scenario with tokens, that quite common, Alistair does have that edge.
I think I'd say Alistair as well, to be honest.
It's slightly scenario dependent, I think, but I'm feeling Alistair. Not actually feeling Alistair, unless I get lucky.
Sam wants us to record this one.
Apparently, Ross Diggle enjoys using Mastiffs to toss off.
And he's upset that we
he's used
didn't
mastic.
do the Bob Goblin.
Yeah, don't get your mastiffs and your mastic mixed up. That's
Is that a type of glue? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like tar.
Oh, I've got some Bostik somewhere. Or was it you?
Can he fit the ukulele with the display board?
Display board.
Don't know, Mark.
I think the display board might have to go on the roof of the car by the sound.
Seriously though, Nick does have some serious uke skills. He needs to have a little practice the next day or two. Stop painting the new army. You know, get some
Sam wants the recording of Nick and the uke of Insatiable Darkness. You'll have to look back at one of the early 4 Foot Snake podcasts, Sam. I'm sure it's on there.
It is. I think he might have done 2, but he definitely did 1.
Yeah. Has he got over the resin disaster? No idea. He's been very quiet since that he had a leakage. I hope he has, because that looked quite good. Very nice indeed. But I think he's. I suspect he's. I thought he was getting that ready for this one. It'd be a bit tight on time wise, but I think it was able
for this one. Yeah, because obviously FFS Troll is Troll FFS is the hobby one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's for one to maybe effort for.
I thought I was doing good.
Until Masters ban it next year, of course. Boo! Sorry,
Oh. Controversial. Don't mention the banning it.
Let's pull back onto track before we go too far off track. So you've got 2 votes for Alistair.
Yeah, 3 votes. I'll go for Alistair as well.
Bob, who are you going for?
Well, really, I suppose I should stick with the Free Dwarfs, because they're my folk. So yeah, I'll go for the Free Dwarfs, and give
Rob a little bit of support.
Yeah, I mean, if he does inevitably lose, I'll still give him a punch in the nutsack as he deserves. But
all we have to do is put them by the screen and just throughout the entire game play that video. You know, batcha, mushroom. Ooh, it's an FFS snake.
Oh dear.
So more talking of display boards and ukuleles on the chat. So.
Yes, everyone loves a display board with a ukulele. It's the next thing.
Okay.
This next game I'd like to watch.
Yeah.
But just for the
Mainly
army
just
board.
watching Pretty Armies again.
Pretty Armies.
So Chris Walsh with his Trident Realm. When it comes up, it's getting slower and slower.
Getting tired because you've left everything open.
Is it me for this one?
Uh,
I'll do it.
I did the last one.
Yeah. Okay, so a regiment of Thull with Blessing of the Gods.
I pity the
Two
fool.
regiments. 2 regiments of Tidal Swarm. A horde of giggers with the fire oil. And a horde as they come, just Shelley. 2 Nookers. A Kraken to be released. Naiad Envoy with Bastion. That's a rally spell, isn't it? And Ector, because I don't think you can actually have a Trident Realms army without Ector. Oh,
Everyone
no,
loves Hector.
I really hate Hector.
our first army with allies.
Ah,
Night
lovely.
Stalkers. A horde of fiends.
Ross, that's rude.
And a Void Lurker, because you can. And Chris has gone for John.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And up next is Cybrand with his Ratkin. Here we go. So down to John for this one.
Yeah. So Sai's got a warrior horde with plague pots, 2 regiments of shock troops with plague pots, some hack paws with the Macwor's Potion of the Caterpillar, a nightmares with Blessing of the Gods for a nice bit of elite for both aspects of the job, a regiment of Vermintide, regiment of Torn Runners, weapon team. What the hell's a Death Engine Spewer? Oh god, I haven't played this game. Nice. Broodmother, Swarm Crier, 2 Brute Enforcers, and Tangle.
40 drops, 23 unit strength.
Yes.
So
That's an elite.
I'm going to give Scythe a win, mostly because no one knows what his army does because it's all got weird names. And Chris Walsh is heavily out of practice. Chris Walsh is a Masters player. He's very good. But if you don't play for a year and a half, you get a bit rusty. I'm giving it to Scythe.
Yeah.
And Sai's taken Jan for his, just to give him a nice flyer. Yeah, I think
it's Sai's game, but I think everybody's looking forward to see Chris's Trident Realms in the flesh, because I've seen it on Facebook posts and it is absolutely stunning.
It growing.
Chris has beautiful armies. He's a fantastic player. He's also devastatingly handsome. Chris is just awesome. I've managed to rope him into my Airbnb at Cork. I can't remember. It's incidental. But
I can remember playing Chris, and I think the fact that the army was that gorgeous was the only reason I ended up losing, turning it into a draw instead of a win, because you just can't hit it. You just
it takes up your time.
Going,
the clock's ticking. You're just like, it's so pretty.
It's pretty, but it's creepy, but it's gorgeous. But I want it.
Yeah, it is gorgeous looking list. So gorgeous looking army. So I'm looking forward to see it. But it's Sai's going to win that one, I think. He's had more practice.
Yeah, with the practice, Chris is a fantastic player. I think he's going to be rusty.
Rusty's not coming.
I mean, if you imagine, no one's been playing with for ages. By cock, everyone's going to be ready for action and, raring to go.
That's the hope.
People, you just need to sort of get things greased and action flowing. And,
lubed.
Yeah. That's basically it.
Oh dear. Well, I think that's fairly
right.
moving swiftly now.
Talking of lubing people up. Hi, Mark.
I mean, he's going to have to do more than that if he.
It's not. It's Simon
impress.
Cooper. Unfortunately, it's Simon Cooper first.
Oh, yeah.
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 I was jumping ahead, but Mark just popped up into the list.
Yeah, Bob, pop me down for Cyberand. I don't want to be. But...
I already have. I
Right,
thought
fair
it was
enough.
fair.
So
I do
Simon
want to be, but I don't. But I do, but I don't. Ooh,
Right.
Ross.
I think we're round to
Wash your ears out.
Jan now, aren't we?
Yeah, my turn with Simon's fish to troll 4-foot snake. So, okay, 3 tidal swarm regiments, 4 hordes of death horrors as they come,
Ooh.
Nooker, because they're just horrible, nasty things that get in the way, 2 krakens, a depth horror eternal, a Thul Mythicon with the Inspiring Talisman, Banechant 2 and Lightning Bolt 3. Ector, because you're just not allowed not to have Ector, and he's horrible. And 13 drops. Who've we taken for... have we got a Jan or a...
Jan, he's got a Jan.
Cool.
If you otherwise can't guess, it's a Jan.
Yeah, seems to be pretty much a default setting at the moment.
Yep.
And yeah, we can find it. There we go. Ready.
Renee. And it's me to do Renee.
Yeah.
So a horde of Salamander Primes with the Brew of Strength. 2 regiments of Ancients, both with effigies of fire. Rhinosaur Cavalry hordes ×2. Mac Wars and Blessing of the Gods. Lochelidons ×2. Phoenix. Battle Captain on Rhinosaur. A Clan Lord on Fire Drake. Why doesn't it have the Draconic keyword? Should
I don't know, but he's taken Bob anyway.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
Bob's stats
Yeah.
on the bottom there.
No.
That's him.
If it had that Draconic, it might have pushed. It's a Drake. That feels like a mistake. Whatever.
I think Rene's issue here is all that ensnare.
Yeah. There is a lot of ensnare in the fishy men.
So his Rhinosaur Cavalry are going to be struggling, and the rest of it, his army is quite slow.
Oh, Phoenix.
Well, Phoenix is a small character, really. Can't do that much damage.
No,
Yeah.
I think he's just going to be held by the depth horrors and
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to say the fishmen, much as it pains me.
Yeah,
I think
fishmen.
The fishmen have got it.
No, I think I like Renee's list here. I think he could pull this out the bag.
Yeah, having
Don't
played
forget.
Renee.
You don't necessarily need to kill things to win the game. Sure, it helps, but
It
depending
does
on the
depend
scenario,
what
if you
we
play to
actually
the
get
strengths
as
of the
well,
scenario,
don't we?
you can bounce off things all day and still potentially win. He's just got to play clever.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Renee.
As long as it's not kill, we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because who does kill at the tournament?
Let's not think that one.
Mark versus Ed. Oh dear. I actually haven't had a look at this, but let's have a look. So our one single Brother Mark army.
Well, we've got one of the finest gentlemen in Kings of War, and then we've got Ed.
Oh,
No.
Meow.
I think you'll notice that one. Use it against you.
I'm actually
Right.
sleeping with Ed this weekend. We're sharing at FFS. Ed's an old friend of mine. I used to go to the Macclesfield War Games Club back in the day with Ian Chairs and others.
A gentleman and a scholar.
Very much so.
Oxford professor.
Unlike Bob, who's just a shithouse and a rogue. But yeah.
That's not very nice, was it?
Oh, you know you're it. Anyway.
Okay, so
Right, so it's me to read Mark's list anyway. Right, so Order of the Brother Mark, a horde of men-at-arms spearmen with the hammer of measured force. Quite a lot of those floating about, isn't there? Order of the Abyssal Hood.
Tom Robinson would tell you that the hammer of measured force is a trap. You might be right. Who knows?
I think he'd be right.
Possibly. It depends who you face, doesn't it? But
Yeah. Yeah. So, a regiment with the Brew of Sharpness and the Gauntlet. That makes them duelists, doesn't it? Regiment with the Blessing of the Gods and the Gauntlet. So, your Abyssal Hunters running around beating up characters. Villain Skirmishers. So, a troop of those. What?
I just saw Dan's bottle going towards his mouth rather than his nose.
All right, so.
Yeah.
Paladin Knights, a horde of Paladin Knights.
Ooh.
With Makwar's Potion of the Caterpillar and the Aegis Fragment. 32 attacks.
I see we've gone for the subtle approach.
Yeah. Exemplar Paladin with the Gauntlet mounted on a horse, so another anti-individual character. Exemplar Hunter with the Inspiring Talisman and the Gauntlet. Definitely doesn't like individuals. A Priest with Bane Chant and a High Paladin on a Dragon with the Brew of Haste. I am slightly disappointed that there's no giants in this army.
it's always interesting to see how metas change. Back in first edition, Night Hordes were really, really common. Everyone would run like 2 Night Hordes in these lists. I remember Nick Williams and such. And gradually over time, we've seen less and less of them. But now, the odd one seems to be creeping back. So, interesting.
And let's have a look and see what Mark's taken for his character. Is John. So he has sort of snuck a giant in there.
Oh, I can see some pictures of this. Oh,
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
Pictures
I'm waiting
of what,
to see
sorry?
your tattoos.
Yeah, I
Pictures of
got
Mark Cunningham.
Mark,
Yes.
Mark was looking for latex and stuff. It was disturbing.
I don't want to see Mark in latex. This isn't a fancy dress tournament, guys.
Or silicon or something. Yeah.
We do give you extra points for hobby, but not hobbies involving latex. No, sorry. That'll be a penalty.
Hold on, Grant's already
Yeah,
claiming
he's all about what
responsibility.
makes him chuckle.
Grant's claiming responsibility for Mark's list. He actually listened to my suggestions.
That's a change. That is
Yeah.
a change.
Okay, so
Grant.
So Ed's gone for his Bring the Trees list. 2 regiments of Forest Shamblers and 3 Hordes with nothing else. 3 Beasts of Nature, all with wings.
Yeah.
A Tree Herder, a Forest Warden, and the Avatar of the Green Lady.
Let
So
me guess. Ed's gone for Jan.
Yeah,
No.
of course he has.
That's
Ed's gone for Dan.
Dan. Dan.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were one letter wrong there, Dan.
Did he have any surge in there? Oh, he has. Yeah, search for the Forest Warden. Okay,
Yeah, Forest Warden.
fine. So
and
that
the
is-
Tree Herder's got Tree Herder.
Of course.
He's
my
a
man,
wilt.
mistake.
He's the wilt father.
Of course he has. Yeah.
I must admit, I do love this list.
Ed's
And he knows how to play it.
Yeah.
He's one of the only UK players to make Masters every single year. Ed's a fantastic player. I think Ed's going to win this.
I've got to say, I think Ed as well.
He's been playing online as well. He's been practiced for Universal Battle, so he's not rusty. He might not have played in person as much, but he's not particularly rusty. I think he's going to do really well. I mean,
Yeah.
And Mark
Mark's
is
a good
great.
player
Mark
too.
is a meta of 1.
but he hasn't made Masters every year, so
No. I'm going for Ed. I'm going for Ed.
Yeah.
Ed on this one.
Well, that's 3 Eds. Go on, Bob.
That's
What are you
3
casting
Eds.
a vote?
Curse of Death.
Yeah. To be honest, my second ever Kings of War army was the Brotherhood, as it was, and I ran it for about 6 months before I realised exactly how shit it was. But I've been looking at something similar with the Brother Mark, purely and simply for all those the Abyssal Hunt Knights, and the big wad of cavalry. I'm going to go with Mark for that one. I think he's going to steamroller. I could be completely wrong. I probably will be. Usually am. But I'm going to go for Mark, just purely and simply because I think those knights are just going to run riot. And
I'm loving how Andy Hall is obviously catching up with what's going on. So he's just said, I'd like to say Nick gave me painting tips, but the zombie army is all me. Yes, we know. The blog post on that was brilliant, Andy. Really enjoyed it. But yes, asking Nick for tips on how to paint up massive armies is good. After Nick's monstrous amount of scarecrows, it's good to get tips on how to paint up things, contrast paints and all that. Good stuff. Who's next?
On to Danny Greaves next, are we?
Yes, it's the Nuclear Badgers MF, as he asked me to put them down.
Free Dwarfs!
Free Dwarfs, yeah. One of 3 Free Dwarf armies in this tournament.
Do we have any Imperial Dwarfs?
Yes.
Yes, we have
read them
one.
earlier. Remember those drillers? 3 of them.
Oh, yeah, drillers, yeah.
So it's back to Jan, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Free Dwarves, we have Ironclad Regiment times how many?
4.
3?
4.
4. All as they come with throwing mastiffs. Berserkers Regiment with fire oil.
Whoa. Berserkers come on foot?
Yeah. It's just that nobody uses them.
Well, you used to.
I keep
got
thinking
three.
about
Found that I
things.
usually shot them off the table before they got anywhere.
I keep thinking about
I have got
responses.
3 regiments.
I realise I'm under NDA and can't talk about it.
Right.
Quickly move on.
Moving swiftly on.
Keep going. So, Free Dwarf Brock Riders, 2 regiments thereof. Mastiff Hunting Pack with throwing Mastiff.
Whoa,
Right.
4
Never
regiments.
have enough. Bob,
4
you're flying
regiments.
past. Where am I?
The throwing mastiffs, there's 4 regiments.
Okay, 4 regiments. It's just I could see it flying by and I couldn't see anything. Okay, Free Dwarf Pack Master with the upgrade of Mastiff Munchberries, gaining the Aura of Vicious.
Yeah.
And Throwing Mastiff. Berserker Lord with the Blade of the Beast Slayer, because, you just want to hit things. Mounted on a Brock. Ouch. Yeah, nasty.
I'm noticing a pattern.
Berserker Lord with the Wings
these
of Honey
upgrades.
Maze, because that never gets done.
And Sperry.
And Sperry, because
Yeah.
it is.
Because he's very, very good.
He's very special.
That comes out every time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And guess which character Danny has taken?
He's gone for Berserker Bob.
He has indeed.
I've seen it. It looks ace. I can't wait to see it in person.
And Mr. Hildrew. So it's Dan to read this one.
Right, yeah. So,
And Mr. Hildrew sits there in the comments saying, "Lol, he's going to mastiff me off the table." It's quite possible.
Yeah, but that's Steve here. He's anyway. He's got 2 regiments of Impalers. He's got 2 troops of Crone-bound Gargoyles. 2 regiments of Butchers. Abyssal Horsemen with Potion of the Caterpillar and Brew of Sharpness. Lovely.
Mhm.
Chromebound Archfiend. Soulbane. 2 Summoner Crones. One with
Yeah.
Tome of Darkness, Bane Chant, a horse. One with Wings of Hunt Maze. The Scepter of Shadows. It's quite a small list.
It is a very small list. And
So Steve Hildrew is very modest. He's an excellent player.
hang
did
on,
win the
what did you
Adepticon
say?
trip.
Steve Hildrew is very modest.
He is. He's modest and an excellent player.
The man that walks around with a T-shirt on that says "I tabled Adam Padley."
Yeah, but hasn't everyone?
Well, I haven't had mine done yet that says "I tabled Dan King."
Well,
It's in the pipeline.
Sam's asking a question. Isn't Tome of Darkness Surge 4?
It is.
oh, I can't remember with erratas and things. Is it currently 4? Sure.
It's 4, yeah.
Yeah, it goes up 4.
It's just enough that you're likely
Yes,
to get
Steve,
that 1
you
inch.
are the best person in the world at being modest. You're not wrong.
Exactly. I honestly
Right.
think Steve's got this. I think the list is up for the job. He's a great player.
Yeah, but it's Free Dwarfs.
Doesn't matter. Not to me.
I think the number of mastiffs that are going to get thrown at him, he's probably quite right on the...
He's only
Why-
saying that now, so when he wins, he's like, I thought I was going to lose, but I tabled him and got full
Oh, I
points.
don't know. His missus seems to beat him well enough.
Yeah, but that's with a stick.
Yeah. He's
But enough about
surging-
that.
The surge is for Dan. He's taken Dan as his special character. My bad, I forgot to mention that.
Oh, that makes sense. I was about to say, I agree with- couldn't understand what he was doing there. I was going through it again, going, what the hell's shambling in that list? I know Butchers used to be. Used to have -15, but I didn't know shambling. But yeah, Dan, okay, that makes sense.
Hmm.
I'm going for oh,
I love both these lists. I love
okay,
both these
4, 5,
players. I
6.
think they're
4,
A.
5, 6. It's Hildrew. It's 1, 2, 3. It's the other guy.
You're rolling the dice.
I'm rolling a dice. I have dice on my table.
All right. So what was the result of that?
Not Steve.
Not Steve. So one for Danny. Dan's already claimed his undying love for Steve, so we'll put him down for one of those. So Jan,
He's back now, Bob, so you can ask him.
no, he just said then I'm for Steve.
Okay. I love them both. I do think the dwarves are going to have it over the Twiglets.
The
So
emo
yeah,
elves are going
I'm
to
going to
lose.
say Danny.
All right.
Danny.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with the Free Dwarfs as well for solidarity with my brethren.
It's going
So,
down far too quickly, this single malt. It's disappointing. It needs to be bigger bottle, I think.
You should have had double malt.
I've got work
That's
tomorrow as
spices,
well. But I'm working from home, so it'll be fine.
So
I'll
when you get yourself up and roll to your computer, I'll
Right.
have myself work from home tomorrow.
So we've got Matt G.
Matt G, yeah, versus Matt Hobday. So
Mm.
double Matt.
Matt's definitely going to win this, 100%.
Are you sure?
Jesus.
Could be Matt.
Right. So back round to me, isn't it? So Matt G. These are
Lieutenant
actually
Beefheart.
these are actually the crew of the Flayed Elf or something like that. Although,
Right.
having had some nautical experience, I have never ever come across a ship with chariots on board. So, warrior chariots, a regiment of, with the brew of sharpness, because that's just evil. Boomers, as they come. Warriors with a crocodile.
Sorry,
Let's have a
Grant
look.
put the suggestion that whoever loses has to change the name for the weekend.
All right. Well, the default setting is Dave. So, Berserker Braves Regiment.
Change
2
the name
hordes
to
of
Tom
siege
Robinson.
breakers. Well,
Yeah,
there is
Gather
actually
opponents in the later games.
there
We've
is
already got
actually
2, Tom.
two Tom Robinsons on the circuit already.
Can the
Yeah, we don't
real
need
Tom
more.
Robinson please stand up?
I'm Tom Robinson. No, I'm Tom Robinson, and so is my wife. So, hordes of siege breakers, because we're corkscrewing terribly off reservation here. Chalice of Wrath and the Staying Stone.
Yeah.
Ogre Warlock with the Conjurer's Staff and Drain Life. Army Standard Bearer. Ogre Warlord with the Mead of Madness on a Chariot again.
Yeah.
Cuzlo and Madfall. And, of course, Nomagarok. I think he just automatically gets added to the end of every Ogre list. 11 units, 21 unit strength. And they are going up against Ratkin. And over to John.
Okay, so Matt Hobday has got a 2 regiments of warriors and a horde of warriors. One, the horde's got the Staying Stone and Plague Pots. He has 2 hordes of shock troops. One has Suggesties, one has Macwars. Both have Plague Pots. 3 regiments of Vermintide as they come. A mutant Rat Fiend. 2 Brood Mothers. 1 with the Boots of Levitation for marching and shooting with spells. A Brute Enforcer, Tangle, and Mother Chrysler.
Ooh. Now let's just have a look, see. So they're both running Jan.
You did say default setting.
Yeah, well, the Jans do comprise half of the.
I think I've got to go for Matt on this. Sorry. Couldn't resist.
Right, I'm going for Matt G. For this one.
Yeah, Matt G as well. Sorry, Mr. Hobday. Don't mean to pick on you there, but
What about you, Bob?
I'm going for Mr. Hobday with this one because I think those shock troops are going to be difficult to shift, and he's got the Vermintide there to block everything up, and some pretty nasty. The mutant Rat Fiend is a bit like a Berserker Bully, but like writ large, huge, great big thing, you know. 2 Brood Mothers, Boots of Levitation, Fly in there and Drain Life.
Yeah.
Brute Enforcer. I'm not 100% sure about the Loot of Insatiable Darkness on a Brute Enforcer. They should really be sticking the boot in flanks and things like that.
Well, it's a nice little unit strength piece, isn't it? You can hide it behind things, you can hold objectives, you're still getting your Bane Chant out of it, you can potentially get a nimble charge in. It's quite a good utility piece. I agree with you. I'm going to give this to Matt Hobday. He's got a 3 unit strength advantage. It's not bad. He's got quite a lot to his list. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Matt Hobday's will pip it.
I tend to agree with Grant, to be honest, that Cuzlo is kind of a little bit of a secret power in the other lists. So
yeah, put him on the flank on his own.
The problem is that a lot of people know that, and whenever I've used it, he just gets closed down really, really quickly. And I don't think the ogres have enough chaff stuff to get him in there. Everything they have is big and fighty.
I mean,
But-
Matt takes me to all the best cider places, so I've got to show confidence in him. Battlemasters!
Bless you.
Right.
Right. So.
So that's 2-2 for that one.
Mhm.
So we have game 17 is James versus Jed.
Is it me to do this one?
Which James is it?
James Brewerton.
Brewerton.
Ah. Samurai.
Samurai, yeah. Yes,
This one
it's Jan to do this one.
Yeah. So 4 regiments of spear phalanx, foot guard, 3 troops, with the shields exchanged for 2-handed weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Fanatics, a regiment. Bowmen, 2 regiments. Crossbow block, 2 regiments. Knights, 2 regiments. A general mounted on horse to increase speed. Army standard bearer with very inspiring. Army standard bearer mounted on horse, increasing speed. And that is them. Wow.
Look at that unit strength.
How many drops are
I know.
there? I can't see
32.
it.
17 drops and 32 unit strength.
Why has he got 10 points spare? Why didn't he spend them?
I have no idea, but he's got no magic items.
He's not taking a character either, is he?
No, he's opted for no special character, and it is
Fair enough.
yeah.
Maybe he follows the Stillmania approach, where he has a set army and he never deviates. Fair enough. 2,300 army, don't matter. That's what I'm
It's an
taking.
interesting list. There's a lot of
It is.
phalanx in there.
I like it.
That's a real proper mixed arms list.
It is.
Well, it's actually
It's taking everything. There's a lot
been
of balance to it.
Well, it's been built
Sorry.
because it is samurai. So you've got the Ashigaru spearmen, the foot guard would be samurai, fanatics will be the monks, bowmen and arquebusiers for shooting, samurai cavalry, and general and 2 army standard bearers. I mean, basically, it's based on a historical samurai army. Has all the things in there that they would have, which is probably why he's not taken a special character, because it doesn't fit in with his idea.
We've got a martial art guy in there, John. You know, I'm sure he could have done some sort of
giant monk
samurai character, whatever.
It is a shame at times that they haven't updated the historicals list.
Don't go there.
I just know Bob had all sorts of beautiful historical armies that he painted up to use.
Oh, maybe one day.
Maybe eventually.
But I think James is. I think the points we made there, though, that you can play Kings and Men.
Yeah,
Works.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where we do the Wayne's World thing, like, and we float off into a thing where we're all, But so Jed, and Jed has taken. Let's have a look.
We're on
Get
to
the
Dan
cursor
out
to
of
work.
this one.
League of Rhodia. He's taken John.
He's got a jump. Cool.
So it's Dan to read.
Right, yes. Polearm Regiment, Indomitable Will, Spear Phalanx with Hammer of Measured Force, more Indomitable Will. Over upgraded to Pikes.
Ooh.
That'll sit there all day long.
That's it,
Scout troops with Black Powder Weaponry.
Ninja John.
Lovely. We have Honor Guard, at least 1 horde of them, with Mac Wars. 2. Is it 2
Yeah,
volley
2
guns?
volley
Yeah.
guns.
We have a Duke with the Sacred Horn, so he can just blow his horn off in battle. It's a useful thing. We have a Baron riding a horse. Wizard with lightning and a mount. Dogs of War, more phalanx and a snare. Lovely. And a Battle Shrine. Oh, but wait, there's more.
Yes, there are.
Ooh, just basic siege breakers. No inspiration. Of course, they're pretty tough with big shield.
Yes.
Do you know what? I quite like these lists facing off. I think that would be a nice game.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
not like a 310 point advantage. But still, I think it could be quite nice if James plays it tactically.
Is this Jed's first games of Kings of War?
I think it's his first tournament. I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether it's his first games of Kings of War.
I know somebody did make mention that they'd not played before.
Yeah, I think it was Jed. But you'll say it's just going to be a really nice battle, to be honest, of those two, because they are both mixed arms lists with something interesting in them. So yeah.
I've got to pick Jed due to the points advantage, but it's not to say that James can't win. He just has to play it well.
It's only a 10-point
300.
advantage.
Well, plus the best character.
And the carry.
We're playing 2,000. We're playing 2,000 points. We're not playing 2,300.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's not got the FFS characters. It depends on what value. Okay, it's probably. Did we say it was worth around 200? All right. It's still over 10% difference. I mean, that's not a definite, but it's certainly in your favour.
Sam's put a couple of comments up there about that there's not much advantage in having the Sacred Home with no aura to boost in this list.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
He's got confused, hasn't he? Maybe we should.
But then, if he is
maybe
new,
we should get in
Sam
touch
also
and
says,
let him change it. It's obviously a mistake.
Yeah, it's the old is inspiring an aura discussion.
But
no, it's not. But...
So, yeah, maybe have a quick word with.
Yeah.
So, what was the shot of that discussion?
I'm going for James.
I'm really torn between the pair of these. I think it'll be James as well, to be honest.
Okay.
Go on, Bob. What are you doing?
I think with the 2 units of ensnare and phalanx, with the volley guns as well. I think once the samurai get in close, they're going to start struggling because they've got nothing to boost them up. Not even any Bane chant or anything like that. So I'm going to go for Jed, I think.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Dan had already cast his vote that way.
He had, yeah. So, next one up. Andy Land and Jez Gurney.
We're getting towards the end finally.
Right.
So many people.
Well, it's a big tournament.
Still got people watching as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, still got 18 people
19.
watching that haven't just...
19.
Right.
Well, hey.
It's only because you're on, that's why they're watching it.
Well, I don't know, Bob. I mean, we've both got these lovely beards now. I think that didn't help.
Who's reading out?
Me.
It's
Right,
Bob's turn.
So, Salamanders. So we have 2 regiments of ancients, one with the Aegis of the Elohi, which is Iron Resolve, and the other with Liliana's Tear. That's the one that stops Dread.
No night to Steve Hildrew, everybody.
Oh dear.
Night, Steve.
Night.
So you'll be getting the early
Night.
night before FFS as well. Then he'll turn up on the day, feeling absolutely fantastic. Oh, poor me, bastard. Oh, did I table it? Oh,
Oh dear. Well, if Steve's going to bed because he's old, I should have been in bed hours ago then. Right.
Well, you were in bed
Tyrants.
hours ago, but you'd had a lot of wine at the point.
Tyrants, 2 hordes of. I resemble that remark.
Yeah.
2 regiments of Kaizenor Lancers, one with Sir Jesse's boots of striding. He appears to have missed the Macwar's potion off the others.
Go on.
3 Lekelidons. They're the war machine monsters, aren't they? Mage Priest with Shroud of the Saint, Bane Chant and Heal. And a Clan Lord on a Fire Drake. Again.
11 units.
Let's
That's
see.
going to be a quick set of drops.
And he's taken Berserker Bob.
Cool.
Gotcha.
That's quite messy. that's. I'm glad I'm not going to be facing that.
And Jez Gurney.
Yes, Ogres.
Who's still painting his army?
It's all right. I've seen comments all the way through saying people are still sticking stuff together, and Matt was there saying that he's not actually started sticking stuff together.
Yeah, I never leave mine till the night before.
No. I think Callum said that he's got to paint and build his army yet as well. Okay, so Jez's Ogres, we got a Red Goblin Rabble Regiment, which is Duriga for walking around holding objectives, a regiment of Red Goblin Sharpsticks, 2 troops of Red Goblin Scouts, a Warrior Chariot Regiment, Shooter Horde, which is unusual nowadays, 2 Warrior Hordes, one with the one's got exchanged their shields for big weapons, Hunters, and Siegebreaker Horde. Siegebreaker Regiment.
No.
Sorry, Hunter Regiments and Siegebreaker Regiments. Now that's unusual.
Yeah, it
He's a
is.
fluffy player, even fluffier than me.
Yeah, unusual. 2 Red Goblin Blasters. Love them. Army Standard, Ogre Warlord, Red Goblin Bigot, and no Norma.
Oh,
Nom nom.
What's going on here?
There's some defaults missed completely today. You know, we've had
Dan,
units with
tell Jez
map.
he needs to get an upgrade of his army building software.
Yeah,
It's missing
he
things.
needs to actually pay to have the easy army thing that reminds you.
Jess has only had 1 game in the last 18 months, something like that. So it probably isn't quite as up on the latest meta lists. Plus, I know he did want to change his list more, but it was more painting, and he's not had a chance to do everything he wanted.
Oh, poor Callum's saying he needs a chiropractor because he's been painting while watching this.
oh dear. And Jez has gone for Jam.
Right.
He was quite looking forward to having a big flyer to synergise with his ogres, which is fair enough. It's got a decent amount of unit strength. Look, it's not bad.
It's all them goblins.
I've got to say, list number 1.
What, the salamanders?
Yeah.
Yeah, Salamander under to me as well.
That's Andy Lands, isn't it?
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how regiments of siege breakers do, and regiments of hunters.
I think they're too low in the nerve for it to be worthwhile.
It's certainly a different choice. Normally for regiments for a large, you'd be looking at the berserkers. It's going to cause some problems somewhere. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
See how it goes.
I'm going to go for Jez, I think.
I'm going to go with Jez as well.
2-2.
Half and half. It'll be a draw.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And then we've got Daz
Darren
Lamb.
and Richard Luke.
Yeah. So, I think Darren's using his goblins this time.
He is.
Oh, Darren
These
with his
are-
gobbleoblins.
And these are proper goblins with
Yeah,
goblins
they
in.
always are. It's me to read, is it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a horde of sharp sticks, nasty phalanxy things.
Especially
we
if you
have
put your
3
hand on
regiments
top.
of rabble, with mop-up cages. Trolls, a horde of. Fleabag Riders, a regiment with the Helm of Confidence. The Mincer Mob in a troop. Then a Mincer. Wing It ×2.
Mm.
Goblin Slasher.
Ooh.
2 Whizzes. One with the Conjurer's Staff, one with Inspiring Talisman, which he used the other week with us. Nasty. Then Magua and Jews, because, again, that's an automatic, must be put on there. And then Magwans, who's cute. And Grupp Longnail. I don't think we've come across Grupp Longnail.
He's out of Halpy's Rift, isn't he?
He's
one
of the
he's the Street Fighter 2 goblin. Hadouken!
Very interesting. I know that he's not used it while he's played us, which says that
Sorry,
he's
I think it might be a she.
experimenting.
Apologies.
I like that.
I don't assume the gender.
It's a goblin. Never assume the gender.
Yeah, there's no gender to assume. It's a goblin.
And
Cool.
Darren has taken a Dan.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this, Dan. I've heard lots about it. Oh yeah.
Well, he was 3D printing it when I last saw.
Well, he
and-
just finished doing the model build when I was looking.
We have
Although we haven't
Mr.
decided whether we're having beer or not, Dan.
Haven't we?
Non-binary goblins.
So, Mr. Dan, Basileans.
Yes. Knight Arms Spearmen. Horde. 3 regiments of Paladin Foot Guard. One of them's upgraded to Paladin Defenders. Yes, very nice. Gura Panthers, Paladin Knights Regiment with Brute Strength. Horde of Ogre Palace Guard with Blessing of the Gods. Alohi with Sharpness. Priest with the Conjurer's Staff and Bane Chant, very reliable, lovely. A War Wizard with the Boomstick, Bane Chant, and of course, Lightning Bolt. And Samachris, the Mother of Phoenixes. Is that the correct
Right.
word? Phoenix. Should it be Phoeni? Mother of Phoeni?
I'm not getting into that discussion.
It all depends on whether it's Latin or Greek.
Oh. Interesting.
I have no idea. Probably Greek. Non-binary goblins, their preferred pronouns are git and git.
And git.
Typical Ross.
Okay, I go for Richard on this one.
Right. What's he taking?
I'm actually going Darren. I actually quite like what he's put together, and I know that he's usually quite shady with some things, and the fact he's kept things hidden and not playing them against us.
Oh, he's been deliberately shady.
Yeah.
I must admit, I also like the Goblin list. I mean, the Basilean's good too, but I do like that Goblin list. I'm also going to go for Darren.
Okay.
Liking that.
Oh. I'm going to go for... I think I'm going to go for the Basileans. Purely and simply
you do
because
that, you can jinx them. That's fine.
Purely and simply because I think they've got the edge in manoeuvrability, I think, and also the fact that Darren's taken Dan without any surge in his army, which I think reduces its effectiveness. So I'm going to go with Rich. So everybody made a choice now?
Yep. 2 each way.
Yeah.
But obviously you've gone for Richard, so you probably just jinxed the poor lad.
Oh, sorry. And then, last up, we
final
have
game of the night.
Matt
Goody.
Goody
And Seren Roberts.
with Abyssal Dwarfs. So this is me to read. I'm surprised there weren't more Abyssal Dwarfs. I love Abyssal Dwarf armies. Nobody tosses a dwarf. Okay, so 2 Immortal Guard regiments with Throwing Mastiffs. 2 troops of Gargoyles. 2 hordes of Lesser Obsidian Golems with Charnock's Upgrade. 2 hordes of Abyssal Grotesques. 1 with the Brew of Sharpness, 1 with Makwar's Potion of the Caterpillar. An Overmaster with Wings of Honey Maze. Evil Wingy Kingy. Ironcaster with Conjurer's Staff, Bane Chant 2 and Surge 8. Abyssal Half-Breed Champion with the Blade of Slashing. So 11 and 12. It's quite a small, even for Abyssal Dwarfs, it's a small army. And
Yes. What did he use? What's his character?
Jan, believe it or
Not a
not,
jam default. I shouldn't have needed to ask.
I actually thought with the amount of surge, you might have gone for Dan, but
Well, that's why I
and
asked.
And he's facing off against Night Stalkers. And John to
Well,
read.
Mark, I'm not sure if a Brazilian with a bit more burning is exactly what that comes up to.
Okay, so we've got 2 hordes of scarecrows and a troop of phantoms. We then got 2 troops of shadowhounds on their own and 2 hordes of butchers without any items. 2 mind screech. So that I think that's every single time now. It's been 2 mind screech.
No, we've had 1 and 3
We
as
have
well.
had a 3 and we've had a 1.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just been quite a few Night Stalker lists.
Yeah, a planar apparition and a regiment of soul flayers, a terror and a horror, and that's it. So we've got 2 units of 21, and again we're 10 points short of a full deck, and it's going with Kung Fu Folks apparently.
Yeah.
Good lad.
Although I spent 10 points on the magic item. You could give
Well,
something.
it's 2 scream shards, isn't it? On these scarecrows.
Yeah, you could. Well, to be honest, you never remember to use scream shards, but you could put a 10 point item on something.
Well, I
Or
do
you could
know.
scream-
I do know. Saren was saying on Facebook that he's not played very much, so he's another noob
Right.
coming
So
along. So no doubt by this time next year, when he's going into the Masters, he might have a better idea of what to use. There's nothing wrong with it. It's
I like his
perfectly
list. I do
sound
like
army.
his list. Although I'm never keen on phantoms. I don't find them to be very useful myself.
No, but it's the second Night Stalker list that we've seen a terror in.
Yeah.
It is.
And they dropped out of favour shortly after the Night Stalkers appeared. I think not a lot of people.
My
People
Trevor
tried
used
them,
to get
but
blown off the table very quickly. It was usually by turn 2 that the terror had gone.
But I mean, once you get them into combat,
talisman in there.
Kind
of feels with Mind First, it's not as needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but some people are, when they first use Night Stalkers, they are that bit wary about it, coming from, playing other stuff where you have.
Not an easy army to learn.
No, which is why they put them in the starter set.
Yeah. It is. They're not the easiest to pick up and actually use, though. It took quite a while for me to get used to them, and it's not like I'm new to gaming. I do like this list.
Yeah, I like Sauron's list.
Yeah.
Going off lists, I'm going to go with Sauron. Although, as you say, he's a newer player, it might be a challenge for him, but I like what he's come up with.
Yeah, I like the list. Yeah. Sauron for me.
That's 3 for Sauron. Go on,
Okay.
Bob, where are you going?
I'm going to go with Matt, I think. Purely and simply because of the... I think the Night Stalkers... like you say, it's a nice list. I just think it lacks a certain something. Seems to have just picked out bits here and there. So yeah, I'm going to go with Matt, which probably is the kiss of death for Matt there, but you take your choice.
You do. Oh, Mark Cunningham's just being rude at the side over there.
Mark, rude, never.
I find that so difficult to believe.
No. Like I say,
It's just filth.
And his wrapped,
I can't believe all the stuff that's coming up in the comments. But then when you get people like Ross Diggle on there, you're going to have... It's going to degenerate into something else, isn't it? It's bound to.
Well, to be perfectly honest, it only barely limped up above a certain level anyway, right from the word go. Because most of these troll casts do. I mean, at least Mark's in the comments, not on the screen like he has been, exploding his house while we're chatting to him and setting fire to stuff.
Something that was.
Mark exploded live on the Trollcast.
He
exploded and everything went off. His lamp.
He spilt whiskey on the floor onto his electrical appliance, which then shorted out and took his internet connection down. Then while he was trying to fix it, he stepped on both the glass and a bulb or something, and ended up with the glass stuck in the bottom of his foot. But gamely carried on with the Trollcast.
Yeah, worst case scenario, he bleeds out.
What he broke, yes.
Just stick some super glue on it. It was designed for closing wounds, wasn't it? It'd be fine.
So there was.
I think while we were chatting till about 3 in the morning that Mark was still super gluing holes in his foot.
Yeah.
After we'd come off the Trollcast and carried on doing a live chat, he was just sat there pulling bits of glass out all over the place, and it was messy. It was fun. I must have had some interesting times.
So I think that's covered it pretty well.
I think so.
So I think most of us are heading up on the Friday.
Yes. I'm there around 3 or 4 or something like that, I think.
Yeah, and I'll be there probably around 5:30 to 6 o'clock. And it'll be drinks in the car park.
I should be getting there probably around the kind of time Dan does, somewhere around 3-ish. But
that's it. We'll start on the mead and spirits again. It'll be fine.
Can we not drink
tequila.
spirits the entire time?
I
Remember
think it was a
Stuart, we're
churros
playing
tequila,
early.
so all we'll do is leave
Turn
that
up
one
as
off
early
the
as
list.
possible.
Get a case of ciders or something, so that we can just gently, not start on neat tequila.
I did-
It was very
There is a
nice.
nice, like Scrumpy
And there
Jack
was only
or
half a
something.
bottle of it, so we only had quarter each.
There was no tequila left by the time I
Old
got
Rosie.
I'll say.
Let's get some Old Rosie. We could drink that, or that's like a session
Oh,
cider.
Old Rosie, nice scrumpy.
Yeah, a bit of
Mm.
Old Rosie. We'd be fine on that. You can drink that all day.
So Callum's asked, you guys going to go over your favourite lists or who you think shall take the glory?
That's a good question. Who's going to win overall?
I think that who's going to win overall is probably the best one to go over. There are a number of lists there that I really
It's hard
like.
to say because it's not just battle, is it? It's also sports and it's also hobby. I mean, Ed Herzig's got an excellent chance, I think. Elliot Morris,
Ed's very high up there.
Nick Williams. There's a lot of people there. If Chris Walsh gets his tactics back, definitely. There's a lot of really good players there.
I think on the balance
Good
of it being a
hobbyists.
being a hobby event, I'm probably going for Nick, because Nick's been playing a lot of games in real life. He's playing the list. It'll be a beautifully painted army, with all the whistles and bells from extra bonus points from that.
I mean, and you can never go wrong with a Northern King, especially Nick.
Yeah.
Nick does have a habit of choking. I don't mean that in a sexual way. He has a habit of doing really, really well, and then he sort of he tends to choke right near the end, and then you think he's got it, and he's a fantastic player, great hobbyist, nice guy. I would favour Elliot, I think, over Nick. I don't know.
From gaming wise, I agree. Gaming wise, I agree. But paintings, I think Elliot's.
You're right.
Elliot's painting's improved, but it's not as good as Nick.
I still, when it comes to the actual hobby side of things, I love Chris Walsh's stuff. Absolutely
Dave Crabtree,
love it.
if Dave
and I've not
Crabtree
seen his
starts with
display board wanker moment yet. He's probably saving that.
I'm honestly looking forward to seeing lots of really nice armies, because I've seen a lot of people painting up the FFS cards as making an effort, and that's what we want to see. People who genuinely want to make a hobby effort, improve their armies, and just have a good weekend. So yeah, I can't wait. I might have the odd drink as well.
I think the occasional drink might happen, and we'll try to make sure that you're not sober for Saturday morning, Dan.
No, well, I'm playing Friday anyway. We've arranged it. He agreed, I think. I saw something in the comments, maybe.
Really?
No, I don't know. He gets 0 if he doesn't turn up.
So cruel. Oh, Brasso, really, Bob?
I think that's the drinks sorted out for Friday. There we go.
You drink Brasso. Is that shiny?
You'd not be drinking that.
It's metal polish, but it does have an exceptionally high alcohol content. So does Winderline as well. That's a nice pink.
As I know from having turned up to a party and you taken a giant bottle.
I like tasty drinks, so I'm not convinced. Now, if it was cherry mead that I did like, the spiced mead, I really enjoyed finishing them off, John.
My pleasure. I do like the black cherry one. It's very nice.
Oh yeah,
it was very nice.
Just as long as this time, when I arrive and then go to check into the hotel and take Jan with me, that she's not that drunk that I go in to clean my teeth, come out, and she's got into bed thinking that we've finished the session for the night.
This was like wankered by that point.
This was like 5:45.
Yeah.
We've only had a few bottles of spirits.
It's like, I'll try this one. I've just poured one out, I don't mind. Fine.
Right. I'm going to have to get off then, guys.
Yes.
Right.
It's well past my bedtime.
Go and enjoy your what's left of your anniversary. So happy 24th anniversary.
Thank you very much, John.
I guess I'll finish my
Well,
single
we've
malt.
got everybody just before you go. I will remind everyone that I would love some food lists in, and then I can get the food order in.
Or
I have had 20 odd people.
I was being serious. I've not had the email.
Or advance warning: if you don't put in your order, this Dan will eat all the pies. And you don't want to ruin the diet.
John,
So-
I will send you the email across again.
I'll have a look at the
pies.
any of the pies are fine with me usually, but
It might have gone in the spam filter because it is from the Chez Troll.
yeah, it could have been eaten by the spam troll.
Mm.
Right, I'm gonna get off.
Okay.
Good chatting to you
Night.
guys, and I'll see everybody over the next weekend. And I'll be the one trying to set up the video cameras on Friday evening whilst drunk. That's gonna be hilarious.
And I'll be the one that has got a bottle underneath the table again, but probably in a sports bottle,
Sports drink bowl.
discreet, like I did last time. Yeah.
Right. Well, in that case, what I'll do is I shall wrap up and play us out.
Okay. Nice,
He
everybody.
says, if I can find it. Goodbye.
Oh.
Are we still live?
Here we go.